Spokane County in Washington State has been in need of making a freeway that goes north and south as well as one that goes east and west. It may surprise you that we've been at this project for such a terribly long time, and we've really been in need of trying to get it done. But because our construction and workers have gotten too short, we have not been able to get the grant or the money to be able to finish this on. So far, we've been able to get the northern interchange at Division Street, and then they got the High Bridge interchange at US 2 and near Farwell, and then it goes up along the hillside along Hilliard, and then it eventually terminates there at Freya Street near Francis. It's kind of silly. It doesn't make sense at times, if you see what I mean. Recently, they just finished fixing up the Francis Avenue Bridge. They may actually be able to make that one into the interchange. And its best bet would be split ramp so that the traffic on Francis only needs to stop once. And it would make a lot of sense because then we can get on and off a lot easier. And it practically goes through an older part of Hilliard. Most of the buildings on there are gone now. Yeah, they've changed locations. Some of them were actually movable, but most of them weren't and had to be demolished. And we pretty much cleared up about everything between Frederick and Avenue and Spokane Community College. It's actually gonna have a way of working out. It'll stay on the east side of Green, but then it switches to the west side of Freya when you get to when you go across another set of railroad tracks, and and then it and then it will eventually make its way to I-90. When it gets to I-90, you'll it'll make it easier because then people will be able to go straight north. There may be plans for a road for a belt route, like maybe 909, to go between Liberty Lake and out through Airway Heights. We don't know if that'll work yet. We'll just have to wait and see. Meanwhile, we got to really work on getting this interstate done. The interstate name is supposed to be Interstate 9 because mostly 395 had been growing quite a bit, and they kind of wanted, and parts of it are already controlled access, and eventually, if enough of it's controlled access, they can name it an interstate. And I'll call it number 9. And it seems to fit because we've got an I-15 over there. We don't have an I-13. Some parts we have an Interstate 11, but not all. And so 9 would be the next one here. It's an odd number, so it goes north and south. Yeah. Here at Spokane Community College, this parking lot, as you see, is where the freeway is going to go. The old clock tower's been there for years, but they're probably going to build a new one that works even better. It may even be digital. This one's is working on whatever fake skills there are left of it, and they're trying to keep it going as much as they can until the day comes it has to be demolished. They're even building a new fire department on the east side of the college so they can work there too. That old building they practice their fires in won't be needed much anymore when they get the new one in. And then we'll be able to have a freeway going through for a change. Martin Luther King Jr. Way, on the other hand, with this particular way of seeing the road, actually shows the planning as to what they're going to do. They got the first link of it done, and it's between and well, whatever the name of the street is that connects to Spokane Falls Boulevard and Division Street. Currently, it's kind of the same road, but if you take a look here at the white part that was just highlighted in, it's supposed to follow along the train yard, and it's going to be a little low there first, and then it's going to get a little bit higher. It's going to go up over Napa Street and the train yard. It's going to switch sides, and it's going to follow the rest of the train yard up to Alki Avenue and eventually become part of Broadway Street. Might make it easier to have another thoroughfare, because then we can get the load off of them of Sprague Avenue a little bit more. Might make it easier. After all, Sprague Avenue is Spokane County's main thoroughfare. Yeah. Martin Luther King Jr. Way will make it even easier to get through town without having to make lots of turns, if you see what I mean.